Hey everybody, it's Alex, the founder and CEO at Motoroso.com, and in this video we're going to take a close-up look at the new Belltech Trail Performance Coilover Lift Kit for the new Ford Bronco, which we think represents a phenomenal value for an increase in both on- and off-road performance without breaking the piggy bank. Now, as usual, we'll put links to the products in the description of the video, and there's a link to the product right here that takes you over to Motoroso.com, where you can shop for all your products, and you can always reach us on live chat or call us toll-free at 833-MOTOROSO. We love helping our customers plan out their builds. When it comes to lifting the new Ford Bronco, there are a lot of different options out there. And if you're just looking to fit larger wheels and tires, you can achieve that with a simple strut spacer lift kit. But if you're actually looking for an increase in performance on and off-road, you're going to want to look at a coilover replacement kit. Now, if you're looking for seriously hardcore off-road performance, we made a separate video about the Belltech remote reservoir coilover lift kit. We'll put a link to that video right here. And if you subscribe to our channel, we're going to be soon making a video about the new Fox 2.5 DSC coilovers and the billet control arms from Baja Kits. That's going to be going on our own Bronco build, and that's for that seriously hardcore off-road. But some of those kits can cost between $5,000, $8,000, even $10,000, and that might just be a lot of overkill for anybody who's not planning on hitting the trails super hard. And that's where a kit like this comes in. This kit hits a sweet spot because at the time of making this video, it comes in around $2,500, less than half of some of the more extreme options, but it's still a full coilover replacement and has some of the core features that you're going to want to see. Let's start with the features of the shocks. These are full ride height adjustable coilovers, and they feature a 60mm shock body that's made out of galvanized steel, making it tough and also resisting corrosion. And that 60mm is 2.4 inches, almost as big as your 2.5 inch shock bodies out there in more of the popular, very expensive off-road shocks you're going to find. It also features a 20mm cold hardened steel piston rod, making the whole shock tough and durable, and it's going to resist corrosion. It also features that dual durometer bump stop to make sure you don't bottom the shock out really hard on those biggest of bumps. Inside the shock, they do feature independent rebound and compression damping valves for smooth control of the weight of your Bronco both on and off-road, but they are a non-adjustable shock like you're going to find in some of the higher-end options and from a future version of the Trail Performance shock that Belltech is planning to release. This means they've designed this specifically for the Bronco, slap it in, and run it the way that it is, and it should feel fantastic for most people, but if you need that level of control, then you're going to want to look at some of the higher end options. Now, the shock also does not feature anything like a remote reservoir like you're going to find in the Belltech, the King, and the Fox shocks. The remote reservoir allows them to move the shock piston out of the shock body, giving much more travel to the shock, and in some cases gaining up to 3 inches of wheel travel on your Bronco. In this case, these Belltech shocks are only going to give you a small bump in wheel travel, but it is going to give you about 1 inch of extra wheel travel just to help you get over those additional obstacles. Again, just a small bump in performance, but obviously noticeable. And lastly, the shock is built using 2 linear springs. Now, a lot of shocks have 1 single spring, sometimes linear, some progressive. In this case, they feature the main linear spring and then this small helper spring. And the idea behind the helper spring is it can help absorb and smooth out some of the smaller bumps and inconsistencies, making it very smooth and comfortable to ride for comfort. And then the bigger spring is there to control the weight of the vehicle and handle some of the bigger bumps. One of the best features of this kit is going to be the ride height adjustability, allowing you to tune exactly how tall your Bronco stands. Now, this is also going to affect the size of tires that you can fit on, and these are definitely designed to fit somewhere between 35 and 37 inch tires, depending on where you tune the height. Now, your height is going to change depending on your starting point, if you've got a Sasquatch or a non-Sasquatch Bronco. Now, a non-Sasquatch Bronco, after you install these, you're going to be able to tune somewhere between 1 and 4 inches from your original ride height. Again, easily fitting 35 inch tires at that sort of 1 to 2 inch lift range, and up to 37s if you crank it all the way up to 4 inches. Now, if you're starting with a Sasquatch Bronco, you can either ride at the same height from stock or crank it up to about 3 inches higher than your starting point, also allowing you to fit somewhere between 35 and 37 inch tires. And that ride height is easily adjusted using their provided spanner wrench that you use to crank this lower spring perch up the shock body. Now, there is one potential shortcoming on this kit that we have to mention. This kit does not include a replacement upper control arm. If you're going to be pushing 2, 3, or 4 inches taller than stock, you might want to look at replacing the upper control arm because that factory UCA is not really made to handle those new extreme angles. That could make it hard to get the alignment right, leading to premature tire wear, and in worst case scenarios, it could potentially even fail, and you do not want that in an extreme off-road situation. So a replacement aftermarket upper control arm can help fix those issues and give you additional wheel travel and make sure you get the alignment right, and that's something we'd be more than happy to help you find. Additionally, if you're going to go all the way to the maximum, you might also need to get the track bar adjustment and or a trailing arm replacement, and we can help with those in the aftermarket as well. But once you start doing all that stuff, you might start to get close to where you could buy a full Fabtech lift kit. We made a separate video about that right over here. There is another very unique component to this kit that you're not going to find in other lift kits, and that is this solid steel rear sway bar that they've added to this kit. Now, a sway bar helps control the body roll of your Bronco, and essentially the stiffer that bar is, the better it's going to be at pulling down the inside of the vehicle as you're going around corners and helping the vehicle stay level and feel stable instead of feeling like it's going to roll over. And this tells you a lot about who this kit is really designed for. If you're going to be spending more miles on the highway than on the trail, this kit is designed for you so that you get a great handling street performance experience, and you can use these upgraded shocks when you're off-road. And this sway bar is also adjustable. Now, they've designed this to have 3 different levels of settings. An off-road setting, which is the furthest out position, giving the sway bar end links the most leverage over that bar and helping it to twist more easily. They've got their sport setting, which is going to be for your street handling, and then they've got their towing setting, and that's the most inside hole, giving the least leverage over the bar, and that's set up so that if you're going to throw a trailer on the back of your lifted Bronco, that trailer could easily push your vehicle around. A stiffer sway bar is going to help keep that thing level and loaded and stable, giving you maximum control over your trailer. And it is just a rear sway bar in the kit because they determined that the front sway bar is actually pretty good and the rear is where they're going to get the most gains. And this is, of course, a simple installation that is a shock swap, and it all bolts up with no required cutting or drilling. Just one quick note on the installation, though, you will need to disassemble your stock shocks and remove the top hat from each of the corners and install that on the new shock. That helps you keep that noise, vibration, and harshness engineering that Ford has put into the vehicle and maximizes the fit compatibility, making it a very smooth installation process. So there it is, a very cost-effective and high-functioning performance coilover lift kit for the new Bronco. We're also going to be making a video about the Eibach Pro Truck coilover kit, which is very similar in features and functionality and price point. Subscribe to our channel so you can see that video when it comes out. But if you'd like to buy this Belltech lift kit, we'll put a link in the description and right here. That link will take you over to Motoroso.com where you can shop for this and a million other products. You can also reach us there on live chat or call us toll-free at 833-MOTOROSO. Now, if you'd like to learn more about that Fabtech off-road performance lift kit we've been talking so much about, we'll put that video right here. That has those remote reservoir coilovers and the upper control arms and the trailing arms for maximum off-road performance. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.